Google, and then now he's going to Stanford. He's like a typical Indian dream of getting a job at Google and going to US. The work that you did at Google, it can be automated up to a certain extent, like when, especially with tools like GPT and Bard and all the other advancements.
Definitely has potential to get there, like because it's just this. I guess first and second year is the time to start exploring everything, find what you like. I mentioned earlier we talked that I didn't get the gold medal,
Yeah.
but what happened is that.
Is it true that you almost got a setback? I'm not sure. Like I think I heard it from some. They say, hey guys, we have Abhinav with us. Abhinav is a senior of friends. Like he was the gold medalist from BITS Goa, if I'm not wrong, and he got a job at Google, and then now he's going to Stanford. He's like a typical Indian dream of getting a job at Google and going to US. I mean, so cool that he have you here, man. How does it feel?
I know you're wrong about the gold medal thing, but let's leave that.
Oh damn, okay. Maybe I was wrong. Yeah. But yeah, so like how was your life at BITS? Like were you like one of the really studious academic person who just sits in the room, like studies a lot, or like were you one of those guys who did a lot of clubs and departments and activities? What were you part of?
So I guess I tried to keep it balanced. So I would really try and attend all classes as a minimum, and I would try and use the breaks between those classes to revise them. So I'd usually be in the library or classes before 5.
Yeah.
And after that, I'd usually take a break and relax. So in first year, I joined a lot of clubs and departments, but I guess most of them I didn't really enjoy them that much. Apart from say, I guess Abhinav is the one I stuck with even in second year, and so in second year. After that, I guess BITS, in general, you're living in Goa, you have your friends around you. It's a relaxing place. But I did keep that discipline of, every day attending all classes, studying before 5. But I think it wasn't that hectic because it's manageable, right? Like everyone's doing a 9 to 5.
Good. Yeah, that's good. I mean, in my first year, like a lot of friends, a lot of seniors, they came and told me, like, you just get an 8.59, you'll be fine. I mean, so like, you know what, it's not going to be too difficult getting a good CGPA. But then, like, after first semester, I was like, this is everybody's studying, so you need to like pick up, you need to like do something and study actually. And I think people really discount the amount of effort that it takes to like become one of the 9+9.5 players. A lot of effort goes behind that, and having seen just graduated, I saw a lot of people put a lot of efforts into their academics, and that they just went on a different level. I mean, it's a really good places, masters, that stuff. But cool, like, were you a competitive coder? Did you like do a lot of CPA related stuff in your college, or like?
I wasn't really a competitive coder, so I did a few basic questions, I guess, like every once in a while. I didn't participate in contests, but I would do them offline. And I guess the main place where I actually learned DSA was actually through the DSA course. So it's actually a really good course, especially because the tutorials are taken by BITS seniors who are usually these competitive coders. So that's a really great resource. So I would say that, recommend that to anyone else as well. So it's definitely a good thing if you're picking up competitive coding full time. But if it's not your cup of tea, then do this course seriously and then practice over the summer seriously, and you can probably get a good internship.
Yeah, that's true. We'll get there. The internship season, But then, but then, how important do you think is CGPA? I mean, like in your first year, like many people they don't have this conviction. They're like, I have to like actually study really hard and all this.
Yeah.
So like, when you look back, like how important was CGPA? Like, I mean, when you're doing masters, when you're doing a job, how important was it?
So it definitely helped me in a lot of ways. So I guess like the simplest way is through the scholarship that you get at BITS. So I guess my fees were waived off. Other ways, like in general, when you're say approaching a professor or applying for a company, it is one thing that stands out in your profile, right? So you could have something else like say good research experience or competitive coding, anything, but CGPA is also one factor that can help you stand out. And I guess for internship and placements, it doesn't matter that much beyond the I guess the cutoffs, and it might help you get shortlisted. But after the interview stage, it won't matter. But and for masters, obviously, it's a major factor. So CGPA is something they do consider, and some schools are known for taking toppers and so on.
Yeah.
And so on. Yeah.
Stanford being one of them, I guess. I mean, I don't know. But then I think, there's a professor called PT in our college. I mean, a lot of AI/ML stuff in college, whether it's really
Yeah.
SOPs and your research and your internship with your ETH Zurich as well. So, how important was it? I mean, to leading to that decision of actually like going to Stanford and stuff like that. What was the thought process?
Okay. So definitely having some research experience helped a lot in deciding this. Because I've worked on research for 2 years, I've interacted with labs, especially when I went to ETH Zurich. I was surrounded by MS students and PhD students, and you get an idea of what their life is like. I also got a chance to go to a conference. So once I went there, I was presenting my work to everyone, and I had people who were coming up, and I was in that environment for basically 5 or 6 days. So that helped me understand that research is what I'm more inclined to interested in. And I also was working as a software engineer, so I also had that for comparison. I guess I wouldn't have been sure. Like if I directly jumped into research, I would have always had that thought at the back of my mind, maybe I could have been dev.
Oh.
But I guess, yeah, because I've worked on research for 2 years, I worked in dev for 1 year. So, that helped me make my decision overall.
Got it. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, so it makes sense to like have a comparison to like you could know. I mean, otherwise it just becomes like a black box. For example, like I've not done a lot of research, and having not studied that much, I don't think research is a good option for me. But then I think like giving it a shot really makes a lot of sense. Like
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And how did you go about doing your projects? Did you just start off by doing projects with professors, or like did you do something on your own? Did you try experimenting with some different libraries? Because there's a lot of AI stuff going on. There's a lot of open source libraries which I've been experimenting with blockchain and AI APIs. I was just tinkering around with it. So how did you just get into AI?
Yeah, so for me, it was like in second year, I first started talking to professors, and I didn't have any machine learning experience. So I picked up, and I had some professors who were interested in working with me. So they gave me some assignments to do before I joined. I also took up ML in PS1 because, and even though like PS1, you know how it is, like, still was, I was there, at least made some project, something. I at least had my hands dirty from PS1. And then after that, I started working on SOPs. So that's mainly where I got my experience. And then obviously we have these BITS courses. There's lots of projects there. Yeah. But I would definitely recommend like to just get started and tinkering with things, because that's the best way to learn. So
Got it. Amazing, man. So like, how can you just go a little deeper into your experience at ETS? It was a 6-month long stuff, right? I mean, you actually went there and did it like
yeah, I did get to go there. So Zurich is a beautiful city, the center of Europe. So you can definitely great place to live, travel, and so on. And so when it comes to work, so I was assigned a project, and I was the one who owned that basically. So I had a PhD mentor who was like my primary POC, and then I'd have occasional meetings with my professor. So I guess in the first 2 months the plan was pretty much defined. Like these are the things you have to do, and after that, I kind of they said that we finished one project. After this, now you are the one who has to think of something and be creative, design the whole thing.
That's one of the things which went behind my mind, because like when I was interning during my PS, I mean we were just using the model to being built by somebody else. I mean it was like you just import a library and then you just fit it and then you just gain insights from that. We never really got around to like go behind whatever was happening in the library. But then I think doing a PhD would give you insight to like you think more mathematically. Is that right? So like how is that different? I mean, in terms of fundamental ML perspective, is it more fun to do? Is it more of a challenge? Like, what do you think about?
Oh, yeah, I think it's more fun, like because you're even thinking about new architectures and stuff, like so there are a lot of challenges come. Like you are the one who has to get the data for somewhere. You're the one who has to clean it and process it and create features for it. So it's really, I guess, interesting in that way because it's like you have a problem assigned to you. Nobody has done that before, right? And you are the one who has to think about everything for that. Come up with solutions. So yeah, it's interesting.
Interesting, right? Yeah. If a person is in second year or third year and he just wants to like get into ML, like, and he doesn't have good people around him, he doesn't have good resources. So how should he go about, like, what would you say that, like, this is from where you can start and then you can do these things? Is there a proper roadmap of sorts, or like is there a person that you can just start around with?
So I think like the tried and trusted way is to take like Andrew NG's course first.
Yeah.
That's a really, I guess, good course which is simple to understand and covers all the topics up till some level. So I guess that's one course you can start with. Once you have those basics, I guess you can start building projects. Just think like Kaggle is one platform which has lots of just challenges. You'll get data sets which you have to build models on, or you can think about ideas yourself and build any projects you like. So, and once you have some experience, definitely start if you want to do research and start reaching out to professors in any university. So, in whichever university you are in, or just start mailing other professors. They're usually more happy to give you remote internships. So, yeah.
Makes sense. But then when you were at Google, like, did you like think of like switching to the AI side there, or like getting internal transfer and go to the US and then work on AI related stuff? What was the reason behind like leaving Google and then doing something related to education again?
Yeah. So definitely I did consider those options, internal transfer and so on. But I guess in the end, like one thing is that these mobility has reduced a bit now because of the whole economic situation. But I guess the main reason was that I just thought that 2 years of this focusing on studying would just improve my knowledge base, and it would help me get into more specialized roles. Like a lot of places are there which need a master's or PhD degree, and overall I knew that you can probably get there with a bachelor's with a lot of effort, but considering you have a 30-40 year career ahead, I thought it made sense to take a 2 year time to just focus on learning. And also if you get the chance to go to like a good university, there's a lot of things, like you get to be around good professors, good people, you'll be with connections that will last a lifetime. So
exactly, that makes a lot of sense. But then, do you think that after going to Stanford, you go back to Google again? Like it's like Google, Stanford, Google again. Like, do you have any other plans that you have in mind? Like, this is something that you want to do, like entrepreneurship, doing a PhD, sounds like. What?
Yeah. So I'm not completely sure about my plan after masters. So Google was definitely a great company, so I won't say no to returning there. But I might do a PhD. Like I need to decide soon. Like I guess I have max 1 year to think about it. But I'm thinking about that option, and there's always. I've also not worked at a startup before, so that might be something I try. So I guess in general, I'm not very sure about what to do after masters, but just a general idea is I want to do something related to, I guess, either research engineer or PhD. But
yeah. So did you think of like doing a direct PhD instead of like going to do an MS? Because like you want to go down the MLA route, so it doesn't make sense to like do a direct PhD. How feasible is that? I mean, because I know batchmates of mine. I mean, a friend of mine, he got to ETH Zurich. I mean, he's a batchmate for his masters, for his MS, and the gold medalist on my batch, even he got to ETH Zurich for his MS. And so, is it difficult to like do a direct PhD? Like, what were you thinking when you did the masters?
So it is difficult, but obviously it is possible, like the examples you gave, and especially if you could, after bachelor's, if you do like one of those pre-doc programs, after that you can directly do a PhD. But I guess for me, like I said earlier, because I'm not exactly sure about what I want to do after masters, and I wasn't ever sure about jumping into PhD. I guess even 1 year back, I wasn't sure about doing a master's either. So, because I'm still figuring things out, I didn't go for a PhD. So,
Makes sense.
yeah.
I think that's actually pretty cool. I mean, because like once you start figuring out things, you'll have sort of more options when you think about it. When you like reach towards the end of your 2 years of Stanford, you'll have like I can either be a software developer or I can be a PhD or get back into doing research in industry. So,
Right, exactly. I think like if you have the clarity from like some people know what they want to do from first, second year. I never, but I think it's good that I'm exploring. Like once I do find what I'm doing, I think I'll be very sure about that. So yeah.
What do you think about the new developments in AI and data science? And do you think like the work that you did at Google, it can be automated up to a certain extent, like especially with tools like GPT and Bard and all the other advancements?
So I'm not as sure because Google is a really huge code base and there's so many internal tools. So I never thought that it would be. I mean, you can definitely use it as a tool that will help you help in some code completions, but I don't think it can completely remove the SV job yet. But it definitely has potential to get there. Like because it's just this whole revolution is just starting. So who knows in 5-10 years?
That's true. Because like I feel like ChatGPT just came like 6 months ago, but then there's a lot of work that ChatGPT is doing, especially in my day-to-day job. So like, whether we're writing queries or writing code or like, just helping out and starting different things. So I think it's just very good at being a task solver.
Exactly. So that's really true. It does make a few mistakes here and there, but that's expected, and it's definitely going to be a great tool to help software developers. And maybe I don't know, it might lead to a reduction in jobs, but hopefully there are new ones that are created in the same thing. Right?
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be more specialized? I mean, whatever new jobs will get come up, is it like who do you think is going to get benefited more? People who are generalistic in stuff, or like people who are like specialized in? I know like people who've done a master's or PhD, then they know one field extremely well, or people who are like good different things with software development. They're good with data science, they're good with figure communication, they're good with management design. So, what is your thoughts on that?
So I think like generalists are able, like because that's software developers are generally able to pick up these new things really quickly. Like I guess like one day you're working on Java, next day they throw you in some Python team, or like you switch from security team to some systems team. So I guess it'll be in the same kind of category. Like most generalists should, even I've seen while working that engineers, they take this 3-hour course on AI, and then they are able to, like, obviously an expert would be able to give in much more much better in-depth understanding and so on. But I've generally noticed that even after a very short learning period, people are able to pick up at least the basic parts of AI.
Got it.
So
makes sense.
But I guess you're
like excited about the future about AI and like are you like sort of you're thinking, I mean, especially from a math and coding perspective, do you think that you'll need more people who are working on this, or do you think it'll go lesser and lesser in time? Because like if 10 people can do, because it almost a year or two back, you needed more number of engineers to solve a specific task. But then like with it having AI tools, it's sort of like it scales up your productivity, so you can reduce the amount of time required. So do you think it's going to affect people, or is it like going to reduce productivity? What are your thoughts?
So there's one way of looking at it is you need less people to do a same task, but another way is that with the same amount of people you can do more work, right? Like there's more things you can accomplish you can maybe get to your you can get a POC of your startup much quicker. So, and I guess like any other revolution you had before, like even industrial revolution and so on, and then the internet revolution, it's just like usually it's just the kind of jobs that are created. People do need to get more specialized in their tasks, but overall it'll just increase. I guess the overall productivity like of economy and so on goes up. So I guess that's what I'll expect. But yeah, I mean, I guess, but at the like micro level, there's definitely possible that some companies might do layoffs and so on. But hopefully that isn't too high.
Yeah, I mean, you'll just take on bigger challenges. I mean, you'll go and explore office space, advanced cancer research, remove all sorts of tools, or those kind of stuff. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, that's an ideal way. Hopefully that comes true.
Yeah, I mean, people like you working on it, of course, it's gonna go forward. Like, are you interested in like when you speak of AI as such, like how much amount of math do you know you can like to just get started with it? Like people, when you just get started with the Android course, I mean, if you take something like web development, Android development, you just build an app and then you can deploy it and get feedback almost on a day-to-day basis. You get that satisfaction of okay, I built something, I deployed. But then I think AI is a barrier to entry in terms of like knowledge, talking to people, in terms of studying research papers and those kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I guess like the barrier to entry is like the first year math course. I think probability and statistics, algebra, calculus. So I guess, but in some extent you can start working even with a very basic knowledge of those, like because a lot of things you can understand intuitively. And so once you're getting into these research papers and so on, the latest state of the art stuff, then definitely there is a lot of math involved. And but I guess still at this basic level, once you're getting started, you can just learn how to build a model, how to train it, and learn everything intuitively, like at what point what do you need to change. So I guess usually during development you're not solving any math equations or something. Yes, I don't think you should be afraid about all these prereqs before getting started. And
makes sense. Did you go about publishing any research papers? Apart from having good CG, what do people in Stanford? I mean, especially the masters at Met, like what are the criteria does it have to put?
So I did have 2 publications. So one came out of my BITS work and one from ETH Zurich. So they do look at basically your research experience, CGPA, then and then the letters of recommendation are an important factor. I guess work experience is I'm not how sure, but it should help. But I'm not sure what the committee looks at. And then and finally, your statement of purpose as well. So they want to see that you have a good motivation for coming there and why you want to come to Stanford. So you need to write that really well. So you should probably be just trying to make your profile as good as you can, do what you're enjoying, and then hopefully that will get, I mean, if you're doing everything with passion, you will get good results and so on. So
because I think people try to discount that because people think that I have to do CP and try to get a good job, but then there are a lot of other parts as well. I mean, doing development, doing more going deeper into research, and especially when I was in first year, I saw a bunch of people who started doing AI from very early stage. Like shout out Pilani, I'm not sure. I think he was your senior, yes. And so I think there's a lot of different ways to do stuff and then actually excel at what you're doing.
Exactly. So I guess first and second year is the time to start exploring everything, find what you like, and you should definitely start working on that as soon as, like, no need to wait till you're in third year or something. If you are liking something, and so it's always good to start early.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Yep, I have a final question for you. What is the coolest thing you did in BITS Goa? Like any cool, fun stuff that you did in BITS Goa that you want to talk about? Dirty, weird, non-academic. Is it true that you almost got a SEM back? I'm not sure. Like I think I heard it from someone.
No, that's not true. So I guess for us, we had 2 years on campus and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So I guess both year, we couldn't, all the plans we had of, that those never came true. I guess one good memory I have is that on convocation, so like as you mentioned earlier, we talked that I didn't get the gold medal. Yeah. But what happened is that, so the entire crowd cheered for me when my name was called. So that will be, there for me forever. Like I'll always remember that. Yeah. So.
Actually, during our convocation, there was this guy called Johnson Baby. I mean, his name was Johnson Baby. Right. So when he just came in, they were like, "Oh, Johnson Baby is here."
Yeah, I heard about that. And obviously, the guy always gets the biggest cheer.
Yeah, yeah. It's so weird. And even the guy who walked at the end, he got a lot of cheer. I mean, everyone was like, "Okay, fine." That always happens a lot. Yeah. And thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for coming. I'm sure a lot of people will get benefited by this. And I'll link down your research paper. If anyone is actually really, really deep into research, then definitely they will be. And I'll definitely try reading it because I definitely want to take baby steps and enter into this field somehow. I want to do like really dev-related stuff in AI, but then I think reading research paper is like an important part of getting done.
Right, that's true. I guess most courses also have this reading research paper component nowadays.
So true. Yeah, there's a reading course. There's a reading course. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah. Thank you so much, man. I'll just stop.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast. If you're enjoying the podcast, make sure to subscribe to us. There's a lot more amazing podcasts that are coming up. A lot of amazing guests, just a lot of experts in VR, a lot of experts in AI, a lot of experts in different places in different countries are coming up in this podcast to help you give you the best knowledge available. So make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on anything. Let's see.